Good Tuesday morning to you. Hope Monday treated you okay. And we are heading towards the end of the week. And I know some of you are going to participate in Halloween fall festivals. Going to dress up. I hope you have a great time on that. So this week we are in 1 John chapter 2. We're looking at verses 12 through 14. And we're centering our thoughts around possibilities. You remember yesterday I asked the question, what is impossible for you to do that you see others doing? And I shared my story of wanting to, I see others dunk a basketball. I think that'd be cool to be able to do that, or to rock climb. I like rock climbing. I just don't like, I'm scared to do it. Another thing I've always wanted to do, but I'm just never going to do it because I'm too scared, is to jump out of an airplane with the parachute. And I think that would be cool. But man, those are would be some pretty strong fears to overcome. In fact, I really think if I jumped out of an airplane, I'd probably die of a heart attack on the way down. So I don't think I'll be doing that. But in 1 John chapter 2, verses 12 through 14, in this passage, John is addressing uh, young the young man, or what he would call children, then young men, then fathers. And I mentioned those are probably not chronologically aged, although they could be. He's referring to the spiritual condition of his readers. There are some who are new converts, some who are new but growing, and some who have matured in the faith. They're not perfect, but they reach the level of maturity. And so we talked about all that yesterday. We talked about possibilities. We talked about those things. And then I believe I led in to we're going to talk about the possibilities that we have assurance of in Christ Jesus. That's our focus this week. In Jesus, we have confidence. In Jesus, we can boast about what He does. In Jesus, we can face tomorrow. The old hymn, "Because He lives, I can face tomorrow," is certainly true. Now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time this morning. I just want to answer another question, and then I believe tomorrow we'll actually get into my points for the rest of the week. And here's the question. It's a really kindergarten level question, and you'll know this, and you'll know the answer, but I think it's a good thing to ponder or to answer and recognize this is true. This is a reality. This is not fantasy fiction. This is the reality that we wake up to. It's the reality that we go to sleep to. Would you like to know that question? It's this. Why are all things possible for God? I'll give you a moment on that. You know the answer, don't you? That's um, almost a foolish question, but we could say, why are all things possible with God? The answer is He's God. No one can oppose Him. One of my favorite Bible verses is Psalms 115:3. But our God is in the heaven, and He does whatever He pleases. Now, that can be scary, but when you know God, you know that He's good, that He's kind, that He's long-suffering, full of grace, mercy, perfectly wise. When you consider everything about God, that verse encourages you, because we know that no one can oppose God. We know that no one can cause Him to deviate from His plan. And in that, we know that's good, because His plan is perfect. Man, there's some hard things to figure out in life. There's some things we go through, friends that are suffering. But in the end, one day we're going to get to heaven, and we're going to see that reality. We're going to see how a stumped toe was used by God. Been a little silly on that. But anyway, so that's what we want to look at. That's where we're operating from, that our God is in the heavens and He does whatever He pleases. And it is not because of our ability that things are possible. It's because of God's ability that things are possible. So that's all I got today. We'll see you tomorrow when we look at the first possibility with God, the first assurance. You can take this to the bank. You can tell them it's your collateral.